But moving on to the next conversation, we pretty much just brought up Max Holloway, and obviously he's fighting for the BMF belt against Gaethje this weekend. Both of them are still top lightweight contenders. Islam Makhachev is the champion of that weight class. On this card as well, besides Gaethje, you also got Oliveira, former champion, versus Saryukian. I always say that wrong. I actually say all these players or fighters' names
Armin.
wrong.
You could just say Armin, man. I know.
Yeah. So you got Olivier, former champ, versus Armin, another top contender. And then obviously we got Dustin just previously winning his fight, now looking for a shot. So that division, since basically Khabib retired, kind of got left in disarray. And we already knew how stacked of the division it was.
It really
some of
was.
it, I would say most people do believe that's the most competitive division in the organization.
Yeah, that and 170.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. So once Khabib left, there was really just a lot of people just trying to figure out who's going to win the belt. Charles Oliveira stepped up, and not just a lot of people, but me. I honestly had no faith in him, and I picked him to lose in his first two title defenses. I did not think he had it in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Proved us wrong. At this point, that boy's a dog, and I'm waiting for him to get a shot. You know what I'm saying? So he got the belt, and he held it for a year until he lost to Islam. Islam got the belt, made two title defenses, but both of those title defenses were against Alexander Volkanovski, who moved up to try to become double champ. So at this point, it is a very stacked division. Islam got the belt from Charles. Charles got injured, couldn't defend it. Islam fought someone from another division and have yet to defend his own title.
Essentially,
in his own division, basically.
Yeah, to an actual 155er, yeah.
Yes, yep. So we got 4 top contenders fighting on this 300 card. Gaethje, Holloway, you have to throw him in there. Oliveira, and Saryukin, because if Holloway wins, that might allow him to maybe think he can move up, and be, all right, I got it in me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I throw him in there. But obviously, you also got Dustin Poirier, who just won recently, and Michael Chandler, who had a chance to win the belt when he lost to Oliveira. So one of the conversations I wanted to have today was just, with Islam having his first title defense this year, he has to have it this year, and probably maybe another one if he wins, or just 2 title fights in the lightweight division. Who do you think is walking away with that championship belt at the end of 2024?
Might still just be Islam, because for all we care, he might just be inactive. Because some of these these fighters, man, they're able to talk to the UFC and hey, I get an exemption for this and that, But meanwhile, you have people like Khalil Muhammad, who fights during Ramadan, you
got a lot of people do a lot of stuff, competition and sports wise during Ramadan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but then there's and Khabib got the same flack a bit, but at this point, I think he was more active than Islam.
Way more active.
And more active than Leon Edwards. Look, I like Leon. Congratulations to him. I still wish it was Kamaru, but Leon, come on.
Where you at?
Where you at? Come on. You should have been. He should have been on this card. And I don't want to get into that. I don't want to sidetrack. But look, I for all I care, Islam's walking away because he didn't defend it this year. He might just walk. He might get a slot. I don't know. And for all we care,
it's crazy. I didn't think that was going to be an answer, but you are actually more likely right.
Yeah.
Than anything else. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, we're already in month 4. He probably won't even have anything lined up till the middle of the year. And if that doesn't get lined up, October, the rest of the year is almost already done until about October. By middle summer, you get October, November, December left.
And he's clearly favorite. He favorites Abu Dhabi. Both fights have been in Abu Dhabi, man.
I don't even think that's him. I think that's Dana.
It might be, the royalty over there requesting.
Yeah, because I don't.
It could be. You might be right.
Yeah,
you might be right. And they probably cut a nice check. Hey, make sure you give us Islam on top of that, and here's some secret money to here's your little under the table money. Something. I hear you. That's very possible, but hey, we're not experts. We're not journalists. We don't know that. And even then, I'm sure we don't want to leak that information anyways, because we might have,
James called me and he told me.
But yeah, like, and even then, like, he might still be champion, and I'll throw him a bone. He might face Leon this year, because he wants that fight too. He wants
to move up. Yeah,
wants to move up. He wants to be a double champ. He wants to do what Khabib didn't do. And to be fair, again, to Khabib's credit, he never wanted to move up like that unless it was against George St. Pierre, and that was just
he didn't care about it.
Yeah, but he was just wanted to face him just to say like who was better. That was it. And now people kind of miss Khabib now because he was clearly more active and he knew and he stuck to where he wanted to. Here, Islam is chasing money fights, which, props to him. But I just wish he would have defended the title at least to one top 5.
Yeah, already at this point.
Yeah, but
granted, Oliveira did get injured.
Yeah,
no
that's
one else
true.
Could step up. So the second one, I don't blame him. Yeah. But at this point, like a lot of people weren't happy with like, all right, like why'd you call out Dustin now when Gaethje's been sitting there this whole time?
Yeah, that's a valid argument. Yeah, because Gaethje's the one that beat Poirier.
He's been waiting. Up? Yeah. As soon as he hit that head kick, he was like, "Where you at?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now that he's tied up in the BMF, now he wants to fight Poirier. So he stalls. Mm-hmm. He stalls. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
But he doesn't have to fight any of these guys because Dana might just give him what he wants, and he might give what the fans want, which is like 2 tough competitors. And I will say Islam is a tough competitor, and Leon, he's got that leg kick, man. He's got that crisp point system striking, that helped technical, yeah, that got him the ridiculous win streak he's on now. So it's possible that we might see Islam still be champion, and there's a possibility he might be double champion, or he gets nothing, and just remains, 155 champ, but never defended it this year, and has yet to defend it. And it's possible, and it's not to shit on the guy. It's just purely on what he said, what he's put out there in the socials, and how things are now, because super fights are always made. We saw it with Izzy. Izzy went up, but at least with Izzy, he defended the belt against killers himself, and then
he went to war 3 times a year.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll never take any Izzy slander or Usman. Like I won't hear it. No, them boys went to war every 3 to 4 months on schedule.
Yeah,
whoever it was, they lapped the division twice. Like
you cheered for their loss only because after they shitted on you picking them to lose.
Yeah,
and because you hate how they talk, and I get it, but still.
No, trust me, Izzy's cringe.
He is. Izzy's
definitely cringe. But
not as cringe as Cejudo.
The skills. Yeah,
the king of cringe.
I literally had that conversation, and when I say my homeboy said what I said, and I responded what you said, the same, like, it's cringe. You already know, man. So Hudo's literally king of cringe.
Literally what he calls himself, and that's so funny.
Yeah.
And that's what MMA is too now. It's about being a spectacle, and that's what Conor brought. He brought that. He brought
trying
that
to get that money. Yeah.
Trying to get that money.
And some people just aren't that good at it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Islam is doing his version of it in a more respectful way. Some people don't like it. Some people are like, and like I said, I'll throw him a bone. Like, he might face Leon this year. Is it what we want? Not really. I want to see Leon defend the belt again, because he's already defended it twice, which is great. But I would like to see him defend it again, preferably Belal Muhammad. That boy deserves a chance. And then Islam, he needs to fight someone in the top 5. Like please. And then we could talk super fight. But again, I'm not the matchmaker. I'm not the president of the UFC, and the fans can't dictate this. They can't do fan voting. If it was, I'm pretty sure we'd see some crazy.
Dana would not even care.
Yeah, exactly.
If they did fan voting, Dana would be like, "Cool, I got this." But so, like I said, when I thought about this conversation, this is gonna be a good topic. I did not think about that answer, but that you took it to a whole nother realm. And like I said, that's definitely plausible. So, if he finally gets a shot to defend his belt at his own weight class against one of the top 5, who would you want to see? And I'm gonna ask you afterwards. You could probably just say afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think, if you think, can beat him in that top 5? So don't. I imagine the person you want to see might be the person who give him the best shot, but it might not be. So who do you want to see him face when it comes to the top contender? And is there a top contender you think that actually can beat Islam in his own weight class?
Oh man.
Like I said, we got Poirier, Oliveira, Gaethje, Chandler, and maybe Holloway. You could throw him in there just for fun.
Yeah. The one thing too is like, if you think about it, if Holloway wins, they're gonna insert him into the lightweight.
Yeah, he has to.
They'll insert him. I don't know if he'll get
right
top
in the
5.
top 3. I think he'll get top 5, fight in top 3.
Yeah, I think they would, because Chandler came in, debuted in the UFC, and when he won, they immediately put him in like the top 5.
And then been absent for 2 years.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, Chandler was pretty active, but he's been absent now because of
the Conor
McGregor stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did, he at least was active by coaching, and so
he was that first year. He was active. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he was very active, which is what earned him the title, and then Oliveira knocked him out, which everyone's surprised. But at one point, I was rooting for Benil Dariush, and then it went downhill for him. That he would, the winning streak he was on, the way he was winning fights. Man, if he had beaten Oliveira, he probably would be in the conversation. He'd probably easily be top 3, if not number 1, and that would be my pick. But it's just gone all downhill for him, unfortunately. The guy that beat him is Arman Sakarian. I don't even know how to say his last name. Sakarian, yeah, Arman. Who he knocked out. Arman knocked out Benny like night and night.
Yeah, that was a bad knockout. Yeah.
And
like you said, it's been downhill since then.
Yeah, and so Arman, like that, he put that. I didn't know about Arman until he fought Benny and knocked him out like that. So that put him on the map, and clearly it did, because like now he's in the top 5. He's number 4. Gamrot, who Benny beat, I think, with a spinning back fist, or was it a decision? I can't remember. I gotta go back and look. Is now in the top 5, ranked higher than Benny. So Gamrot has bounced back, but honestly, you would have to pay attention more to the top 4. People still want Charles to get redemption, and I think that's who I want to see. I want to see that grappling fight, because he lost via basically knockout / then choked out, which sucked for him.
Yeah.
But I want to see that rematch. I want to see what happens if they go all out and it doesn't end after 2 rounds. I want to see them go close to 5 rounds. I want to see them go back and forth in the grappling department, because they're both grapplers. He's Dagestani. Of course, he's gonna know what's the martial arts that they know. I already forgot off the top of my head. Sambo. He's a Sambo champ. He's a Sambo master, and he learned from the best.
That's why that BBJ versus Sambo matchup, and that's why I said. So, do you think Oliveira has the best shot out of the top 4, out of Gaethje, Poirier, and Arman?
MMA math would dictate no. That because since he lost to him, then no. Yeah. Because round 2 is usually has been Charles's round, because round 1 he always chokes in. That you saw that in the Dustin fight, you saw that in the Chandler fight. He got dominated in round 1. Round 2 is when he beat them. He choked out Dustin. He choked out or knocked out Michael Chandler. So round 2 has been, the last couple years, the later rounds have been Charles's favors, but up until the title fight, it wasn't. And that was crazy. He came back, beat Benil Dariush in round 1. So like he's on a streak. Well, he could get on a streak, because right now he's on a 1. If he beats Arman, then you have to make the matchup. You have to make the matchup to settle, to see if it was a fluke, because obviously it wasn't. But there's people out there who would consider it a fluke, because it was, so fast, and you could argue because Charles missed weight. I believe. Yeah, he had missed weight the previous fight. So he missed weight the previous fight against Justin. So which he also beat in round 1.
Mm-hmm.
But he got stripped. So there was some weight cutting issues, clearly, or maybe some mishaps with the scale that he got screwed over. So he wasn't mentally there too by October when he fought Islam and lost for the vacant UFC lightweight belt. So, you know, I think there is still time. There's something there that could happen for Charles. He's still young enough that he could make it. You know, he's only 34. That's still prime. So I think it's Charles who we could see. And if not, my next top number 2 or even tie for number 1 could be Gaethje. You can never knock out Gaethje. You can't knock him out. I mean, you could knock him out in reality. He's gotten knocked out, but I mean, you can't knock on him.
Yeah, no. That's definitely mine as well. Definitely want Charles. And if Charles was to get a shot, I hope Gaethje get a shot as well. I've definitely been a fan of what's their coach name? The one that coach him, Usman, and Rose. Trevor
Whitman.
Yes, yeah. So I was a big fan when he switched over to Trevor. So I've been following a little bit more closely. So I definitely do think his defense improved. So obviously he's a banger already, and like you mentioned, he's a good wrestler. So I definitely think Oliveira, then Gaethje. Yeah, that's my pick. Perfect. So yeah, crazy. I didn't think about that one option of just no one. He's just gonna keep it from not fighting because, yeah, definitely true.
But I mean, he has defended the belt twice, like you said. You pointed out. It just so happens that it just happened to be Volk because the second one was
injury
supposed to be it was Oliveira. It was supposed to be Charles, and but that first fight was close with Volk, super close. I thought it was close.
So it's crazy. I think he won the first fight.
Islam won.
Yes, but razor thin, and it did nothing to move him up in my head as pound for pound. So the smaller guy just took you to distance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and even then, he's a stocky, shorter guy. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it was razor thin. Obviously, we all know how the second one came out.